Hey everybody, Sean here from VidGamiac.com. Here we are today back in Shenmue II, grabbing the Strongarm achievement. This is to win 5 arm wrestling matches. You are first introduced to arm wrestling once you are fresh off the boat and head to the second area. The first fight is actually going to be story-based, and you have to do it in order to progress. So once you get past this garage-looking area, you are challenged to an arm wrestling match. So the way these work is you have to wait until the fight command. If you start too early, you'll get a false start, and all you have to do is just tap the A button until you win. Fairly simple. You get an achievement for doing one arm wrestling match and winning it for 20 gamer score called Challenger. So the first match is going to be mandatory, however you can actually challenge him to a rematch for $20, and each time you challenge him to a rematch, the fight is going to get harder and more complex. For example, the $20 fight involves quick time events, so make sure you pay attention. While you're tapping A, you have to stop occasionally to press a certain direction, either left, right, or down, and that will continue on the fight. If you miss the quick time event, the opponent will gain a bigger advantage, or it will reset back to a neutral position. So make sure you keep on your toes with the quick time events. Again, the rematch isn't too difficult. It just adds this next layer of complexity. You should be able to beat him, no problem. You can also challenge him to another rematch for $30, and it gets even more harder. I recommend mashing the button like crazy, and once again, keep an eye out for those quick time events. You can challenge him up to another 2 times. So you can actually get the achievement with this same guy. However, once you get to the $40 mark, the game becomes ridiculously hard. Unless you have a turbo controller, I don't recommend attempting the achievement past 3 matches. So I recommend just beating him at the $30 tier, which in and of itself is pretty hard with a normal controller tapping the A button. But whatever the case, after you beat the first guy X amount of times, you can also search around Hong Kong for other opponents. Every other opponent in Hong Kong is going to be at least tier 40 or higher, so that's pretty much going to give you a ton of trouble. You can always take the time to level up your armor strength by playing the crate carrying minigame. However, the amount of armor strength you gain per game is pretty insignificant. So I actually recommend holding off on finishing the achievement until you get to Kowloon, which is the second act of the game. So wait a while in the story. Once you get access to Kowloon, once you're here, you'll have a ton more arm wrestling opponents, and more importantly, way easier arm wrestling opponents. So once you get here, you want to start off in the 1000 quarter, make your way to the stand quarter by just hanging a left and then working your way through the alley. Once you pop up on this side, make sure you follow the path until it splits off into a fork. Once it does, you want to hang a right. This will take you towards the Dancing Dragon building, which is your second stop in the story once you get here. But before you do that, you want to go right instead through this little alleyway, and this will take you to the arm wrestling area called the Fighting Place. So there's going to be 6 opponents here, and it's going to range from easiest to hardest. So the person furthest away from you is going to be the hardest, so we're just going to fight the closest person to us, who is going to be a $10 tier, which is super easy since all you have to do is just tap A, no quick time events needed, and just beat him. That's going to be our 4th, since we got our first 3 on the first guy. And you can also challenge him to a rematch, and he'll bump up to the $20 tier, so that's going to be another easy fight, just 1 quick time event to worry about. So as you can see, if you save the second half of the achievement when you get to Kowloon, it will be way easier. We did this without using a turbo controller and without breaking our thumb by mashing the A button. Also without having to level up playing the crate minigame, because that's time better spent gambling, because that's a better source of money. Whatever the case, once you get your 5 games, you should get the achievement. 30 points, and that's all there is to it.